fight that I know you all are clamoring for, okay? I know you're excited for this fight, okay? Because AJ can't get his rematch, but this fight, we could totally do this one, okay?
3 rounds.
Tank Davis is going to be fighting Rolly Romero, right? On pay-per-view. You're going to have to pay for the fight. Now, Rebecca, you're clapping over there. We'll get to you. But first, Calix, Rolly Romero, Tank, best fighting the best. You know what I mean? What would he say?
No.
Are you excited?
No.
Are you pumped?
No. And look, I get why they're doing it. Raleigh talk trash.
The Oilers of the division. You know what I mean?
Dude,
that was low.
This is bad. Fight somebody. You're 8 years. You're going into 9 years into your career. Fight somebody. Fight somebody. It's gonna be entertaining because Raleigh's gonna talk. Raleigh's gonna talk, and Raleigh's gonna talk, and Raleigh's gonna talk. I think Raleigh ran Tank off of Instagram. I mean, the guy can talk, and they're gonna build Raleigh up as this guy that has a granite chin. And he's a knockout artist. But we all saw the last fight, and we can't unsee it. Raleigh was a mess. He is a mess. He can't set up punches. Tank is gonna obliterate him and obliterate him quick. And then they're gonna praise Tank as, is this for a belt too? Like, is he defending the belt? Is that what's happening here? Is he defending against Raleigh?
It's going to be for the regular title.
Oh, the regular title. So he's fighting for another
it's like Conference USA. You know what I mean? Like it's for that title.
It's the NIT.
I'm done.
The CFL.
And it's sad because I want to be a Tank Davis fan. The guy's entertaining. 24 knockouts and 25 fights, but you got to step up. It's been almost 9 years. And we talked about this ad nauseum, D-Style. He's fought one guy in the top 5 in the 3 divisions he fought in. One in 9 years. Step up. You all know my channel at this point. I like guys. I don't care the race, color, or creed. Black, white, brown, yellow, capitalist, communist, socialist, don't care. If you get in there with the top opponents and it's entertaining and you go for it, I rock with you. But this right here, no, fight somebody.
Just like the RoundTable, we got socialists, we got capitalists, we got everything here. You know what I mean? We the boxing over here, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, but Raw, come on, Rolly Romero, Tank Davis on pay-per-view. Are you gonna fork out some moolah, some feria to watch this fight?
Okay, look, just because my brother Rolando's got a little bit of that Cuban blood in him, doesn't mean I'm gonna be rocking with. Hold on,
you gotta support him.
Hold on. I was precisely talking about this fight yesterday, and I was trying to find a positive way to look at this fight. And the only positive way that I was able to find, thanks to the person I was talking to about it, Mr. Punch, we came to the conclusion we should look at this fight as the opportunity to Rolly to become somewhat legit. And that's it. Because just like Alex said, Rolly Romero might have the Cuban blood, but he doesn't fight like a Cuban. Rolly Romero's technically sounded has not shown much. I'm not hating on the kid. Again, I know sometimes facts can hurt, but I must state them. Relies on his power. Reminds me of Mayorga type of fighter. And then when we see what they're doing, I'm not going to say what Tank Davis is doing. What they're doing with Tank Davis, guys, have we forgotten about Money May? This ain't Pretty Boy, the one that fought everybody. This is Money May. This is, I'm going to wait to fight the right opponent at the right time for the most amount of money so that I can continue to keep my O and continue to make more O's behind my numbers. That's it. They've already told you they're not looking for greatness. They're not looking to be the greatest thing in boxing. They're not looking for nothing other than we're going to fight in the house and for the most amount of money. That's it. This is Tank David. This is what's to expect from Tank David. But unfortunately, you're going to go and pay for that fight. And when you pay for that fight, guess what Mayweather sees? Oh, our plan is working. Let's continue it. That's it.
Okay.
So the only positive way I see, I'm hoping, this is where my support comes in for Rolando. I'm hoping he wins. Even if he's getting schooled for 11 3/4 of a round and then he lands one lucky shot with his eyes closed and he puts his lights out. I don't care. I'm hoping that he wins.
Okay. All right. Mira, mira, mira. Eso que él es como yo. He's nothing like for me. I'm better than Rolly. I eat Rolly for breakfast.
And I meant in the way they fight, obviously, not in the way that, not in the other kind of way.
Disrespect me, I'd be for it. Who would he be?
Eso, campeón.
Yo soy una montaña de oro. Y Don King fue.
Hey, but Chief Funky, talk to us. Chief Funky. Talk to us.
This fight reminds me of something. I used to work in the food and snack industry. And that dumpster out back used to get full with food sometimes, and it would just sit there in the heat of the summer. And at the bottom of that thing, it would just be just nasty goo juice would be just dripping out of the bottom of that thing, and it was the most disgusting smell you'll ever smell in your life. That's exactly what this fight is right here. This is pure 100% dumpster juice.
Wow.
Okay. And I got a question for all you Tank fans out there that just give this guy unlimited passes to just do whatever the hell he wants to do. All right. Like they said, let's wait on Loma. We're not doing any cross promotions. What does Taylor bring to the table? What the hell does Romero bring to the table? What? What has he done? What does he bring to the table? Nothing but a big mouth, and that's about it. I mean, this is ridiculous, man. And look, I'm gonna treat Tank like a freak show circus act, a guy who would some big strong guy who would beat up on people when the circus would travel all around, like just fighting a bunch of nobodies. Like that's what he's doing now, man. Like, and that's what they want. They're happy with that. Mayweather goes, we ain't gonna make nobody else great. We gonna keep everything in house. Well, then this is what you're gonna get: pure dumpster juice, and that's what this fight is.
All right. Okay. All right. Rebecca, you got to follow that up, but before you do, it's tell us how you feel. Like, what do you feel about this? How do you feel about this fight? Right? Because I promise you, you're not going to be alone in your opinion. There's some people that don't agree with what's just been said, or maybe you do agree with what's been said. I don't know, but how do you feel? Tank Davis, Rolly Romero. Rebecca? Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, my thing was like delayed for some reason. You were directing that at me, right?
Yes.
Okay. I was so excited to ask this question, then I was delayed. Great. So honestly, I have been wanting this fight for quite some time, and I tweeted about it saying how excited I was, and the only responses I got back were, "Is this sarcasm?" And I don't understand why, because honestly, I've been a fan of Rolly's for a while now. Actually, happy birthday to him. It's his birthday today, just saying. But I actually do have faith in Rolly's, and I do think he's going to make it an interesting fight. I'm not saying that he's definitely going to win, because, Tank is fast, but also I've watched some of their training videos for both fighters, and I truly respect Rolly's confidence in himself and his heart that he does have behind the sport. But I feel like this is Rolly's first real test in the ring. And I think that Tank has more skill. And I think at the end of the day, styles make fights, right? So I do think that more likely than not, Tank will win. But from what we've seen in his fight against Gamboa, his transition between offense and defense isn't the best, in my opinion. And I think that if Rolly times him right, he could really hurt him with a strong right or left hook. So yeah, I'm actually really excited for this fight. I'm like, here, take my money. I'm ready to watch it.
Okay, all right. Hey, she's for it. Beeb, how do you feel about it? Tank versus Rolly.
I'm part of the problem because I can't criticize pay-per-views because I buy every single one of them. So I'd be a hypocrite if I start saying that this isn't worthy of pay-per-view. That's not worthy of pay-per-view. I don't think the fight's going to be competitive, but I hope I'm wrong. I'd love to be wrong. I do like Rolly's personality. He cracks me up. I mean, how can he not? I think he's going to bring a lot of attention to the fight. And I think he's big. He can punch. A little unorthodox, but because he's so wide with the shots, and I think Tank is a very, very underrated counterpuncher. People just think of Tank as just being a bomber, but he's a really, really crafty
good counter puncher. And I think this style will play right into his hands. My only concern in this fight is I hope there's no rematch clause.
That's right. That's right. If only Tank was like a unified champion of real belts and defended him multiple times, and then you would have an argument, right? But he was not. But with that said, Christine, Raleigh versus Tank Davis.
I have to go with my little brother G Funky, but I'm gonna add a dirty pamper on top of that dumpster juice. You know, the most exciting. The most exciting thing about this fight for me is Raleigh's comments, his personality. He's freaking hilarious. And then also, you know, who is he sleeping with? What porn star is he sleeping with on Twitter? You know,
whoa! What are you bringing here? Is this El Gordo y la Flaca or what?
How do you know about all that?
I'm just scrolling.
Christine, what's going on here?
Here it is. You know, I just, you know, poor guy. His defense is horrible. He punches from his chest. His hands are down. He pushes his punches. He looks awkward. Sometimes he gets so tangled up and he's like, what am I doing? You know, and I think he's going to be annihilated. I think he might even be stopped. And I'm sorry because I don't want him to be stopped. I think he's funny. I think he's hilarious. I think he's a personality. And I think if boxing doesn't work out, he needs to have a YouTube channel, you know, but that's my 2 cents worth.
Remy, I appreciate it. He says Rebecca is trolling. So Rebecca, are you trolling or are you sincerely for this fight?
I really am for this fight. And everyone I talk to, they look at me like I'm crazy, but I swear, I like I said before, I think that I want Rollies to win. I love my Cuban fighters, right? But I get it. I get why people are saying what they say. But I've watched Rollies training videos. I've watched his fights previously, and I do think he's a very entertaining fighter. I think he's great at marketing his fights, and I think that's why I'm also just a little more excited because I'm seeing him out there just completely trolling, and I eat that shit up too. I get weak. I know. But yeah, I think he's a very entertaining fighter. I think he's an entertaining person. I am actually excited to see this fight. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Rebecca, it's okay. We got people like this style that think AJ needs a rematch. But
so all I'll say is I'm glad that you're backing up the Cuban, not like Raw, who isn't backing up his Cuban brother. You know what I mean? But it's okay.
Well, look. Don't mix it. Don't get it twisted. It's not that I'm not backing him. It's just I just don't think he's the correct competition for Tank. But I did say I hope he wins. And he is the positive I'm looking into this match, hoping that he takes advantage of the opportunity and comes out victorious. That's just it. So don't twist it.
What we call that hedging on HCP.
You know, and is this Gordo de la Flaca that Christine is bringing up that?
Rebecca. For those, before I go to Maestro, for those asking what's his, I know a lot of you in the chat are wondering what's his OnlyFans. I don't know. You can always interview with Christine. Ask her on Twitter. She knows. She knows the
No. That means fight party at Rebecca's house, right? I'm coming because I ain't paying for this garbage.
She's gonna buy. She already bought it.
Hey, I'll bring a case of beer for you, all right, or wine, whatever it is you like.
When this fight was announced, she took out her credit card. Like, here, to take it. Like, hold on, we don't even know what paper you get. I don't care. But Maestro, Raleigh versus Tank Davis. Give us your thoughts.
Well, you know, there's I got so much to say on this, but I'm going to try to keep it short. First thing I got to say is Raleigh should not be a representative of Cuban boxing. He didn't go to India. He didn't spend time on La Finca. He didn't come up in their amateur system. If you showed someone who knows nothing about boxing and said this guy's a Cuban boxer, you would be capping worse than Deontay Wilder. So this brings me to my second thing about this. I'm not disappointed by it, to be honest with you, because I do not see Tank Davis as a legit world champion. And it's been so many fights now where he has not faced off against the best that to me now his fights are really about what's going to be the most entertaining fight and what's going to sell pay-per-views while also minimizing risk for Tank Davis.
Circus act.
I mean, guys, look at his last few fights, and I might be the only person on this panel, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, that's actually paid to watch Gervonta Davis fight live. I showed up at the Barclays Center. Tickets were not selling that well back then for the fight against Pedraza, and I bought a ticket for like $25 at the box office after the show had already started. And I then went into the arena, enjoyed a great night of boxing, and saw one of the more vicious KOs I've ever seen in front of me live, because by that point I was able to kind of walk down and get a really good view of the action. So I have nothing against Tank Davis. I think he's a great talent, but he is now on a game plan, business plan, the architect of which is Floyd Mayweather Jr. and probably Leonard Ellerbe as well. I don't necessarily like it, but his fights are entertaining. As for Rolly, you know, he's one of the best shit talkers in the game. You know, I separate shit talkers into two categories. The kind I don't like Caleb Plant and Deontay Wilder, and the kind that I kind of like, Tyson Fury at times, Rolly at times, Broner.
You like Fury all the time.
Because not everything lands. Like I may find, 6 out of every 10 things that they do funny, and like not really find 4 out of 10 of you. But that's fine. I think that they're great in terms of the entertainment value side of boxing, and that's always been there. So, like Joe, I buy everything. I put my super chats towards my pay-per-views now, which is what I should be using them on. And I also, run that through the LLC that I was trying to tell Joe that he should set up. And I'm gonna be buying this pay-per-view, and I'll likely be very entertained by it.
Are you not entertained?
I have a question about that, though.
Well, let me say this really good. First of all, Mario Figueroa, best boxing show on YouTube. Thank you very much for the support. I will say this. I'm going to hedge it too. I hope that Raleigh knocks Tank out. That's what I'm hoping for, right? But get the funeral ready, ladies and gentlemen. Rolly Romero's gonna die. Okay, he's gonna get knocked out. This dude is gonna go to sleep.
That's a strong word.
Night. Okay, I said if he fights Tank Davis, he will die.